I think there are three different models with working with a CDMO that I am thinking about as we try to address this problem of, if you're lean, how do you actually make sure that you're driving towards success? You have sponsor owns their own process and needs to do a tech transfer to a CDMO. And they need to, they need to transfer this process, and they own their process, and they have that model. You have a CDMO owns process, a client comes in to leverage that process. And then you have a client wants to own their process. It's not perfect yet, but you want to co-develop it, and so you're picking a different piece. So if you're lean, I think there is that, having worked on the sponsor side, on a small sponsor side as well. I think there is that sense of building a very strong quality understanding internally. Um, the regulations that guide a lot of development are not that tedious. Your ICH that the organization needs to know across board are not that painful. And so if you make sure that your R&D team is reading Q5, Q6, Q7, they're understanding what it means to develop a process, they're understanding what a quality space should look like, then you're building a really robust, lean organization that has capacity to see through fluff, I would say. So I think there is just building internal confidence in quality such that your employees can really approach any question around their product in a way that they have some baseline knowledge and understanding of what the regulatory requirements are. I think that's one way to be a lean and agile organization, is just creating openness to regulatory information and not making it look like it's some brick wall that only some specialist personnel need to know and need to control and guide. I think that allows sponsors to own a lot of just strength in that relationship with the CDMO, because you know that ICHQ2R1 says this, and you know that ICHQ5 says that, and they're very simple and very clear. And so when a client is at that beginning phase of their development, you as a sponsor, your requirements are not very complex. You're probably in Q7 where it's just guiding clinical trials, and that's where you're small and you're really, really trying to be nimble. I think devouring those guidelines and just having that internal confidence, both across BD, program management, the key faces of the organization, to the buying parties, whether it's like your CDMO, BD, just having that internal confidence, I think would be the part that I push. I think it
Okay.
would just be own the knowledge and feel confident about it. It's really not rocket science. It's less complex than the technical information to develop the drug itself.
That's great advice. I mean, we're always telling people how difficult this is and how complex everything is. It's good to hear, to quote something that's said way too often, that it's really not rocket science all the time.